Sean "Diddy" Combs was taken into federal custody in New York City on Monday night, multiple sources tell ABC News. A statement from his attorney, Mark Agnifilo, said that Combs had relocated to New York anticipating the charges and declared Combs sought to clear his name in court. "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Sean "Diddy" Combs is a music icon, self-made entrepreneur, loving family man, and proven philanthropist who has spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, and working to uplift the black community. He is an imperfect person. But he is not a criminal. To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with this investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. Please reserve your judgment until you have all the facts. These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court." In July, Combs faced new sex trafficking allegations in a lawsuit by a former porn star that also named a woman accused of being to Diddy what Ghislaine Maxwell was to Jeffrey Epstein. Audria English, who performed under the name Omunique, said she has lived her adult life with the memories of being trapped in a cycle of sex trafficking she never asked to be a part of and was chosen because defendant Combs knew he could groom her. That was at least the 10th lawsuit filed against Combs alleging physical abuse and sex trafficking. Combs, then known as Puff Daddy, was at the center of the East Coast-West Coast hip-hop battles of the 1990s as the partner and producer of the notorious B.I.G., who was shot and killed in 1997. But like many of those who survived the era, his public image had softened with age into a genteel host of parties in Hollywood and the Hamptons. A fashion-forward businessman, and a doting father who spoiled his kids, some of whom lost their mother in 2018. But a different image began emerging in November, when his former protégé and girlfriend, the R&B singer Cassie, became the first of several people to sue him for sexual abuse, with stories of a steady stream of sex workers in drug-fueled settings where some of those involved were coerced or cajoled into sex. In her November lawsuit, Cassie alleged years of abuse, including beatings and rape. Her suit also alleged Combs engaged in sex trafficking by requiring her to engage in forced sexual acts in multiple jurisdictions, and by engaging in harboring and transportation of plaintiff for purposes of sex induced by force, fraud, or coercion. It also said he compelled her to help him traffic male sex workers Combs would force Cassie to have sex with while he filmed. The suit was settled the following day. But its reverberations would last far longer. Combs lost lingering allies, supporters, and those reserving judgment when CNN in May aired a leaked video of him punching Cassie, kicking her and throwing her on the floor in a hotel hallway. The following day, in his first real acknowledgement of wrongdoing since the stream of allegations began, Combs posted a social media video apologizing, saying, "I was disgusted when I did it, and I'm disgusted now." Cassie's lawsuit was followed by at least a half-dozen others in the ensuing months. In February, a music producer filed a lawsuit alleging Combs coerced him to solicit prostitutes and pressured him to have sex with them. Another of Combs' accusers was a woman who said the rap producer raped her 2 decades ago when she was 17. Another woman who filed a lawsuit, April Lampos, said she was a college student in 1994 when she met Combs in a series of terrifying sexual encounters with Combs and those around him began that lasted for years. Combs and his attorneys denied nearly all of the lawsuit's allegations. While authorities did not publicly say that the lawsuits set off the criminal investigation, Dyer said when the warrants were served that the case was based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. The AP does not typically name people who say they have been sexually abused unless they come forward publicly, as Cassie and Lampros did. As the founder of Bad Boy Records, Combs became one of the most influential hip-hop producers and executives of the past 3 decades along with the notorious B.I.G. He worked with a slew of top-tier artists including Mary J. Blige, Usher, Lil' Kim, Faith Evans and 112. Combs' roles in his businesses beyond music, including lucrative private label spirits A media company and the Sean John fashion line took major hits when the allegations arose. The consequences were even greater when the leaked beating video emerged. Howard University cut ties with him. And he returned his key to the city of New York at the request of the mayor.